my favorite things to do is restore old cars. I love keeping the memories on the road. You know, you meet these old guys from another generation who are just, they're in love with their cars and their memories. And they tell you about times gone by. They tell you about when gas cost less than $1 a gallon, and they would take their girlfriend or wife out in the MG, or in the Trans Am, or in the Carmen Ghia, or in the old BMW. And I just absolutely love the idea that I get to play a part in keeping those memories alive, and I get to make my own memories on the way. And I get to pass those on to the next guy. So one day maybe I'll be that old guy who's talking about how it used to be, and kids think it's cool. For the meantime, all I can do is be a caretaker, you know, kind of get these memories back on the road. And so that's what I like to do. Now I'll admit I have ADD. If a project gets like 6 or 7 months in and I'm stuck, then I'm probably going to be a little bored with it. So I prefer to find the best finds I can. My main justification for doing this stuff is to flip cars, and in the past I've made a pretty good profit. So look at that view. Okay, I see you, Missouri. I see you, farmland. So this car is a 1972 MGB. It's chock full of stories. It's chock full of good history. Well, here, take a look. I put a piece together so that I wouldn't have to talk about it while I'm riding. So here you go.
A few days ago, my friend was on a Tinder date when he spotted this MGB parked in a driveway. He sent me these pictures of it, and I noticed a sign in the window that said $1,000. That would be a low price even for a much later MGB with a lot less horsepower and these huge rubber bumpers. I checked Craigslist, and to my surprise it wasn't there. I called the owner, who said he had owned it for 30 years and that it had no problems and a clean title. Needless to say, I was a bit skeptical. So when we arrived, I searched high and low for any reason this car could only be worth $1,000.
All right.
Like I said, it's a project car.
Sure.
It has a big 1275 engine in it.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
Front, you'll find there's this rocker panel over here, the bottom half of this fender.
You were saying that, yeah, there's a little bit of a... Oh, yeah, I see that.
Solid,
Okay.
so.
And you said you have the panels?
I have the panel in here for it, the parts book. I have the original owner's manual for it.
Awesome. Here,
The knockoff hubs and handles are all here.
Hey.
The passenger seat, the webbing came out from under it, so here's new webbing for the passenger seat. I never got around to putting on.
Trunk's solid though, it looks like.
Basically, the whole car is pretty solid.
Just
Yeah.
that one quarter panel.
1/4 panel, a little bit above both these wheel wells. It's never set up much, it's always been inside.
That's good.
Good.
I've had it, it's always been under the carport or somewhere.
That's the way to do it. Yes, I mean, it's coming through a bit, but, you know.
It's not much bigger than this, is it?
No, it's
Just
not.
a little bit, it's more comfortable.
Does it?
See, I'll look at you.
Got a little more legroom than the Midget, that's for sure.
Kind of miss.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Carries 50 pounds of oil pressure,
Uh-huh.
no problem. Doesn't smoke too much. Gets rid of about a quart of oil every oil change. I've been changed about every 2,000, 3,000 miles. But I got a miss in it I can't get rid of. I just haven't played with it that much since I got things to play with. So.
Top solid, looks like.
It's pretty solid. It's
a
getting
little
ready to be replaced.
Yeah.
That's the same. This is the second top I've put on it, so it's not that hard a big deal. Once you take it off, you'll see how it all goes. It goes right on the same way. They're easy to do. Tires are all good on it.
Uh-huh.
Even the spare's good on it. Also, if you're interested, goes with it if you want it. I have a 72B parts car.
Okay.
Okay.
The fenders are still pretty solid on. The hood's still pretty solid on it.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't have the aluminum hood, it's got steel hood. I've got a set of bumpers down in the shed, and I got a box. I think there's still a set of carburetors. I think they're Strongbergs. And miscellaneous other parts in the box down in the shed also goes. Everything goes.
Can't argue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The fenders are still pretty solid.
Alright, wait a second. This $1,000 B now runs and comes with a parts car?
This is strictly a parts car, as you can tell.
Right.
But the fenders are still solid on it. Hood's still, well, the hood's gotten bent a little bit lately.
It's in one piece.
Yeah.
All right. Some gauges, what's left of a dash.
Yep. It's been a parts car. I've used it. My brother's used it. Several other people have used it. So there's not a whole lot.
Sure.
The heater's all gone. The heater motor's gone. But it's strictly been a parts car. I do have its bumpers. I do have its front roll pan. And I've got some carburetors and other stuff up in the box, up in the shed up there. Everything goes.
I had a feeling Daryl had some other cool stuff hidden around, and then he showed us this,
you go, Evan.
a 1982 Suzuki GS 1100G. Now you might not think much of this bike by looking at it, but its sportier brother was the world's fastest bike in the early 1980s. This thing could outrun anything on the streets, and we got to hear plenty of stories about it.
Last year when they put the new bridge on Highway H over here, some kids had left dual stripes across the brand new pavement.
So you went through and put one through, huh?
I put one right down the middle on both sides. Just for honoring this. I know guys have got over 150,000 on them. Shaft drive is so smooth. This is the first of the sports bikes. I've had it all the way up to Seattle, Washington and back. Went to Denver and back. It's gone to Dodge City and back. It's gone to Albuquerque. It's been all over the country.
That's right up the alley what you're looking for.
That's true. It's exactly what I was looking for.
All right. Well, I like it. I like it.
Like it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go do the title.
I love it, dude. We could never find a deal like this on Craigslist.
This is probably the coolest little deal that we've found so far.
This is, oh man, and such nice people too.
His neighbor's son owned it and went to college with it. And then they blew a head gasket and let it sit and the engine froze up. And so he bought it, rebuilt the entire engine, and he's had it ever since.
That's so f***ing cool, dude.
So it's been around here for its entire life.
He said that. Well, whenever he called, he's like, I'm the second owner of it, right?
He said, I'm the second owner.
Jesus Christ.
Owned it for 30 years. Ah, it doesn't get any better than that.
On our way back with the trailer, I found something I kind of wish I had bought instead.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's only got one drive. He doesn't even have a drive axle on it, does he?
They're just there for show.
It is a flatbed. I want it. See, I told you.
Oddly enough, I want this thing too.
After we loaded up the red car, we noticed the truck we were driving had more miles than Missouri has roads, so we decided to take it easy on the way back. That meant it was way past dark by the time we got the second car home. But I had just enough time to take my dad on a victory lap.
So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a very big project, you know, and again, I'm not on plastic. I know you don't jinx yourself by saying stuff like that, but I don't think it's going to be that big. I mean, it's got a miss, it's not getting enough fuel, the brakes are a little sticky, the wheel hubs themselves are a little sticky, but none of that's anything that can't be fixed in short order. So, you know, I'm really hoping this thing pans out because, oh man, I had a midget and it was hell. It was so bad. All the panels were rusty. Every time you went to take a bolt off of the car, it was like, oh, you're going to have to set PB Blaster on it for like 3 days, and then you're going to have to drill it out anyway because it still won't come out. And that was like when I did the Brake Master cylinder, when I did the Clutch Master cylinder, when I did all the hubs, when I tried to do the brakes. This car, however, doesn't look anything like the midget. I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody try to wire a car with like 2 fingers and a roll of black tape. And it's so silly. I don't know why everybody thinks that they are God's gift to electricians. And I really like to start with a project that's already wired right. You know, I know the factory did it right. So I'd much rather start with that than start with something that's been botched at the opinion of somebody else. So there you go. I'm really looking forward to when it's on the road. I hope it's not more than a couple weeks. And what I really hope is I can give you guys a weekly update and there will actually be some impressive progress. So any advice, any support would be awesome. And see you again soon.